This is the second part. Just wanted to record this for you. So, there's a very important thing to understand the chain of dependent origination, the Paticca Samuppada Sutta, chanted on day 6, spoken about on day 5 of the Vipassana retreat. It goes like this: Avidya Pachya Sankhara, Sankhar Pachya Vinyanan, Vinyan Pachya Namrupam, Namrupa Pachya Salayatan, Salayatan Pachya Phassa, Phassa Pachya Vedana, Vedana Pachya Tanha, Tanha Pachya Upadan, Upadan Pachya Bhava, Bhav Pachya Jati, Jati Pachya Jara, Marnan, So, Paridev, Dukh Domanasa. So this whole chain continues, starting with ignorance. Now, in the Four Noble Truths, Yayam Tanha Pono Bhavika, he outlines this as a reason for repeated existence. Yayam Tanha Pono Bhavika. In Vipassana, we learn how to observe Vedana, the subtle sensations on the skin. In fact, the Buddha has given like important pursuit. One of the most important things is Nityam Kai Gata Sati. Your attention should be on your body always. You should feel sensations on the body. You should always be at peace, non-violent. Ahimsai Rato Mano and Bhavnai Rato Mano. You should be in a meditative state. So Nityam Kai Gata Sati is about observing sensations on the body. Now, the key is Vedana Pachya Tanha. Once you observe the arising and passing away, once you observe the arising and passing away in the sensations on the body, that leads to the wisdom of anicca. So Vedana Pachya Tanha becomes Vedana Pachya Vidya. You becoming wise. So the chain that starts with avidya, now Vedana Pachya Vidya, it becomes wise. So it goes in a different direction. It doesn't go into this repeated loop. So that's why Vedana is the key to meditation and breaking the cycle of existence. So ignorance leads to creation of mental formations. You react every time. The more you react, and the simile is given: a stick hitting a stick in water, the line disappears immediately. Put a stick in sand, the line stays for some time and then disappears. You chisel a line on stone, it stays for many years. The same way, if you try to think what are the things you did today, yesterday, day before yesterday, few things will stand out in the week, in the month, in the year. Few things will stand out in the lifetime. These are deep rooted memories. They have become the sankhara. Now, somebody has hurt you, deep rooted memory. Now, after 50 years, that person might have become a saint. He might have become an enlightened Buddha. But your impression is this person is an idiot. The moment you see that person, your sankhara will create hatred inside you. So, sankhara pachya vinyanan, vinyan pachya nam rupam. So, consciousness will say, oh, it will give a name, it will recollect who this is. And then it will be followed by the six senses, which are the five senses plus mind. Each of them will have a contact point. They will generate a Vedana, a feeling of good. Oh, you might like that person, a very good sensation. And you might hate that person, a very bad sensation. That develops further craving and aversion. That leads to upadan, grasping. Panch upadana khanda, clinging of. Tanha is the clinging, upadan is grasping. Very strong grasping. Clinging leads to grasping, grasping leads to bhava. Bhava is existence. In the previous video, I forgot to mention, he says, Yayam tanha pono bhavika, kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. So there are two things that I realized in one of my meditations. We constantly say, Aisa hona chahiye. You know, we give Ashirwad in India, Putravati bhava, and Aisa na bhave. So we constantly in our mind we are thinking ऐसा होना चाहिए वैसा नहीं होना चाहिए ऐसा भवे वैसा ना भवे. So bhava, vibhava, tanha, those things are constant tanha in the background which are going on. And there was a very good saying I read in one of the other books. Though our knees are not bent, our prayers are being sent because our mind is constantly desiring things and wanting to avert things. Craving and aversion is a constant thing. But anyway, in this chain, observing Vedana is the key, which is a part of the Vipassana meditation because Tanha, which keeps us into existence, is followed by Vedana. But once you observe Vedana and you can develop, you can see, physically see, not know intellectually, but physically see that the rising and passing away is temporary, then you have actually witnessed the temporary nature of existence or the temporary nature of things, anicca. And the Buddha says one day of observing the arising and passing away of things is equal to 100 years of leading a normal life. So that is pretty neat, I think. So that's how you eradicate all of your thousands of years of karmic balance. So one day is so good. He also gives an example of the salt. Put a lump of salt in a cup of water, it's salty. But by meditation, you generate such a big ocean of goodness that when you put a lump of salt, whatever your karma is, in that ocean, you won't feel the saltiness. And the example given is of Angulimal. Yeah, he says the basic goal of our practice should be to at least reach the Sotapanna stage. Sotapanna is stream entry, श्रोत में पढ़ना. तो जो श्रोत में गिर गया, who has entered the stream, Sotapanna. So the Sotapanna, he or she will exit life in seven, maximum 7 lifetimes. So in the Buddha's time, people started as a Sotapanna, and within the same lifetime, they became fully liberated. There are three things basically for a Sotapanna. One is you have experienced non-self. And I'll give you an example. When you're sitting in Vipassana in one of the retreats, and you reach the stage where you're sitting, but your leg is paining, your arm is scratching, and you don't extend your hand to change your position or scratch your arm, you have experienced non self because you have not identified with the pain or with the itchiness. You have not said, this is my pain, this is my itchiness. You have observed it as a third party. So you've experienced non self. And you keep on cultivating that. Eventually, you develop a faith in the Buddha's teachings, and then you no longer cling to rites and rituals as a way that if I go to the Ganges and do this, or if I break a matki somewhere, or if I offer something, even if you do the rituals, the thing is you're not clinging to them and as a way of your attaining nirvana. You're not clinging to them as a shortcut. So you might participate in, you might still go to temples, you might still sing bhajans, but you're not clinging to that activity as a way to hitch a ride to nirvana, as to hitch a to get a shortcut to nirvana.